Welcome back to another serving of stories and seasoning right here under the Ackee Tree. I'm your host, Mr. Grillicious, and today's guest is a true example of hustle, growth, and gourmet flavor. From prep staff to head chef, and now owner of a gourmet fast food brand, Chef Joel is showing us what's possible when passion meets discipline. He sharpened his skills in some of Trinidad's top casual dining restaurants, balanced life as a husband, a father, and has even trained on a competitive level in the martial arts world. That focus in both in and out the kitchen. Let's go deep under the Ackee Tree with Chef Joel. Hey, Chef Joel, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Yes, man.
So,
All right, so glad to have you here under
glad
the
to be
Ackee
here.
Tree.
Glad to be here.
All right. This is a casual settings where chefs just having a rapport and talking to chefs.
Yeah.
Right. I would have met you some years ago, right?
About
While
10 to be
working.
exact.
Yeah,
I think
probably
we're close to 10 here.
about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
while working on the hotline at
Rosoni's.
Rosoni's, right? So before that, you would have delved into the culinary world, right? That wasn't like your first stint into the culinary world, or was it?
It was actually.
That was your first
Yeah.
stint? All right, all right.
Because it started, I was actually training for Movie Tongue VIP
Right.
for NC3 open. And they had a little kitchen just doing simple things like nuggets, hot dogs, and whatnot. And for some reason, it called to me like I was comfortable.
Right.
So
right.
when we were to move to C3, I got the option to go Rizzoni's. Well, actually, I got the option to go anywhere I wanted.
Right.
And I asked them if I could go Rizzoni's.
Mm.
And they said, well, if you think you could handle it, go ahead, but you had to start from prep.
All
I
right.
said, no problem, because I want to learn everything it had to learn.
Right.
So said, so done.
But what got you into the kitchen, into this first place? Like, what made you decide that, all right, this is a career path for me, a possible career choice?
Because at the point in time, I was already looking at the future, like, and I didn't know how to cook at the time.
Yeah.
So I said, I could learn to cook. This is something that, in case anything happened, I could use to make money
Right.
at the side. And because I really didn't know I would like it so much. To tell you the truth, I was more looking at it from the business aspect. But over the years, I fall in love with the passion of it. Where I don't even study the money, because to me, once your product good, the money will come.
Yeah.
And that's why I just focus on.
Understood. All right, so I just want to go back a little bit to your first experience. Because you said working at Rizzoni's would have been your first official stint in the culinary world, right? How would you describe that experience? Most people, if they get into it because they see something that they want to do, it will either inspire them to continue or just shut them down to say, yeah, this heat and this grind and this drive and customer satisfaction, this is for me. What was your initial experience like?
Me was the drive. Chef Lance, who was the
right.
head chef at Zuni's, something about him I admired. And when I started off, it wasn't easy because this was a whole new world. I came from engineering background. I was a surveyor in OES.
Right.
So I was more like the head of my department. To come now to Humble as a prep staff, and then you have people balling at you. Yeah, I don't do fast. The fast pace thing. And at the beginning, I was a mess.
Right.
I was a wreck. The curly with me, I couldn't even cut veg properly. And then I say, you know what? I want this.
Right.
And my goal is to be on that hotline. I want to showcase my skills. So I would have taken my pay and go and buy veg and practice cutting. I have my mentor, who is also a chef here, Chef Anelka Mendoza. I would call her Sinelli. I will help to do so and so. And she would say, well, come now. Run out veg for a whole night.
Right.
Practice till I got it. I got where I was. Chef started to recognize me. And one day he say, go on the line. Somebody didn't come. I tell me, go on the line. And that was it. I never moved from the line since. So
Well, that was actually going to be my next question. How you move through the ranks from prep to line to head chef to, well, we'll get into business in a little while. But how was that move for you? Is it that you just grabbed that opportunities or you were pushed in that direction?
well, I I would say I wouldn't say I was pushed, but I say I worked my way to it because
That opportunities or you were pushed in that direction?
well, I I would say I wouldn't say I was pushed, but I say I worked my way to it because even like from Arizona, I was take on chef tail.
Right.
Everything. Chef, how you just do this? How you just do that? How you just do this? How you just do that? Till it reached the point where for the first time, I don't know if it was for the first time in Arizona, but like it was taboo for a prep staff to be doing soups and sauces.
Yeah.
And like you could see the heads, the other heads, they were digging at us, but he trust me because I was so with him,
Right.
everything. How
Right.
much you doing this? How you doing this? Till he will come and he wouldn't even wait for me to ask him. He'll call me. He said, Joel, come, we gotta make bolognese sauce. We gotta make seafood soup. And that is what I say I use that as my learning point and my stepping stone.
Right.
So I made it that, all right, the day a spot open up on that line, I had to be the person to get that spot.
Yep.
And so said, so done.
All right, all right. So there you have it, folks. So sometimes you have to put yourself in positions where you're in the right place at the right time. You have the right attitude to propel yourself forward, right? Don't just wait for people to come and hand it to you. You have to go and get it. You have to grind. You have to hustle. All right. So we're going into a little bit into your decision to come out of the hotline, to come out of the working for other people and to start your own thing, right? So what inspired you to create like that fast food brand with those gourmet standards? How do you keep like the speed and the balance and quality? How do you keep the speed and the quality balance in this fast-paced environment?
Well, one thing I learned, prep.
Right.
Prep is, for any kitchen, prep is the backbone.
True.
And
True.
once you prep properly, the everything else will fall into place. So for my brand, I will prep most of my stuff on the morning of. I will get up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and start my prepping.
Right.
Bake off wings, do my veg, everything. So that by the time, at least an hour before I open, everything is in place. So when our order comes up, your brain done clicking, all right, this year, so you don't have to fight up to see, look for this, you don't have to fight up, you don't have no problems. And well, again, prep. So by the time you would see something finishing, halfway finishing, and you're watching the customer influx, you don't know, well, all right, time to re-up on this.
Right.
I mean, so you try your best not to get caught with your pants down.
Understood. So you're setting up yourself for success, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Nice, man. All right. So what is one of the biggest shifts that you would have had going from a chef working at establishments to now business owner?
The doing it yourself aspect.
Boy.
I was.
All right.
God,
Chief
don't
cook
you
and
remember
bottle
my
washer.
first
Yeah.
opening? I say, boy,
Yeah.
I don't know how you just do this. It's crazy. Because yeah, you are from being the chef
Right.
in our establishment. You still have some responsibility. But now you are chef, you are the purchasing officer, you are the manager, you are the cleaner, you everything.
Right.
So you have one multiple hats now, and you had a with the same fast pace going on, you had to find a balance in that now.
Right.
And it wasn't easy at first, but as you told me, well, these waiters, so you had to stick with it, you had to get, and again, I say, nah, I had to stick with it.
Nice.
And I stuck with it and, learn everything, take a little course here, business management, everything until it started to come like second nature now. It's like, all right, yeah, you understand everything in it. Yeah.
All right, so you're pretty young yourself, but for some young chefs that coming up, that watching this and saying, you know what, I don't want to have to go through the pains and the rigors of working my way up. I want to start my own thing from jump. What advice you would give them?
I would say go through the pains and the rigors, because it might seem like thing, but go through it, try it. Learn from every aspect of the business. So that way when you have your business, you could understand.
Right.
From a prep point of view, you know what it is for a prep to thing. Even from dishwashing, you know what it is to wash with. So you understand if one of your workers have an issue, you'd rather now try to figure out how to solve this issue. You could have that at the top of your head. And as a chef or as a business owner, you should be able to work at any way in that business. And that was one of my things in the restaurant. I was head chef, and the dishwasher here come. I will let my sous chef know, well, you and I washing wares for the night. And when I started that, it was like again, it was taboo. People never see. But chef, you doing washing wares? That's your role and the function. You is the kitchen. So you have to make sure everything running, even if you have to do it yourself.
We want to pivot a little bit and look at a little bit of the personal side of things, right?
Mm.
So I would say recent because you're a couple years into the marriage fraternity, right? In a time where you don't really see young people gravitating towards marriage and family life, right? But it is in and itself a balance in having a business, having a family, having a wife, having children, right? How do you juggle the business with the husband and father role, and has your family played an integral role in you developing your business?
Yes. Well, my main motivation to getting into business was family, because when I had my son, I was still working. I was a head chef in Carnival City, and hours, sometimes you work 12, 14, maybe 16 hours, depending on the days coming up, Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. And I felt like I was missing out on certain things in my son. I would just get a phone call, Josiah, now take your first step.
Wow.
And when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, I sat down. I was working at a restaurant at the time, and she going through the labor process, and I just getting calls, and I say, you know what? Two things came to my head. One, I think you was the person, either you or Zen was the person that put up had that start us up. Why are you working so hard to get our next man rich?
Yeah.
You could do that yourself.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me, and I say, you know what? All this time and energy I put in, I could put this into my business and my family, and I could have something to pass on to my children. And that was my thing. So with that, I end up speaking to my wife, and one of the things that helped me balance is getting family involved too. So they have our understanding. So it's not that your wife, woman, she just thinking, oh God, she know what it is. She's part of it. So she understands what's going on. She understands, well, all right, why he think today was hard, so he probably a little stressed out that he thinking about today too. That probably have him a little stressed out. And that helps a lot for me. That helps a lot with the balance.
Speaking about balance, you're a multifaceted person, right? So I know you would have been involved in the martial arts world on a competition level, right? You would have even traveled to represent, I don't know if it's the country or the club or whatever. All right, you'll tell us a little bit about that. But tell us about your martial arts background, and if that training influenced the way you operate your operation, your business.
Yes, it did. Well, I started training with a club called TAC in San Fernando, trained the Almighty Karatecas, and our Professor Santa, he had something called TAC Words of Wisdom.
Right.
And TAC Words of Wisdom is basically sayings he made up, but it made sense. So consistency and purpose is the principles of a winner. A winner never quit, a quitter never wins.
Right.
And so these things is things that it will. Yeah, once you adapt it and it in your life, it resonates. So sometimes you feel, oh God, I'm tired, but I feeling too open today. Consistency and purpose is the principles of a winner. All right, let me get up and go. And these are things along with the mental training and physical of the karate. So you how to put it, in high stress situations, when everybody, you relax. And that was one of my best aspects, I would say, in working in the kitchen. When everybody stressed out, I relax. I the one relax. I will take over and I go row the boat if I have to.
Okay.
So that's how. So that helped me in my daily process, in my cooking, in my everything, in life on the whole.
Just to get into some lessons you would have learned, right? What's one of the biggest lessons you would have learned? What in this culinary world, what is one of the biggest culture shocks you would have had? Or what you would have had to overcome?
What humbled me is there are many ways to come to the same conclusion.
Right.
With working with different people, everybody will have a different way of doing something. And it's easy to want to impose your way on the person. But sometimes it's easier to let them show you first. And through that, I've learned plenty different ways of doing things, which helped me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also personalities. In this hospitality field, you're going to be open to all kind of personalities. The stubborn, the feisty, the flamboyant, the ignorant. And you have to learn to deal with these things because as the head of a department, it is your responsibility to do that. So when a situation comes up, you have to know how to de-escalate the situation by learning your workers. The same way I could deal with John, I can't deal with Jenny that way. And so that was some of the hardest and the biggest culture shocks to me. Like, wait, boy, how to do these things? Because I personally was a hothead.
Right.
I couldn't deal with everybody that in that manner. So.
Okay. Okay. Right. So what legacy you trying to achieve, or what legacy you wanna build from your brand?
Well, I always say I want my food to change your mood.
Okay. All
I
right.
would, and it's happening. So I think I'm proud and I think that I want to continue. I want people to. I would like for somebody to have a bad day and you come by me and just the experience of the food you say, yeah, boy, oof.
Yeah.
You feel like you're distressed. And recently I had someone from he saw one of our videos and he called. He said, today's my wife's 50th birthday. I don't have much money, I think. And we said, no problem, come down on that. And they came and from the first taste of the food, the wife was like, the husband said, nah, boy. He said, wait. And you know, so, and we kind of enhanced the mood a little bit. We bought a little cake for them. And so the way they came and they left us two different demeanors. And that's what I want. I want for when you think about the name of my restaurant, you must say, yeah, it changed in your mood. That's good food, you know. It's a good the experience on the whole.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So emotional therapy.
Yeah, through the cuisine.
All right. Understand.
Yeah.
All right. Nice one. All right. So we just want to ask some quick fire questions. I
No
don't want you
problem.
to think about it at all. All right. Favorite fast food or guilty pleasure?
Alfredo.
Alfredo. What kind of Alfredo? Chicken, plain?
Chicken.
All right. Most underrated ingredient?
Italian seasoning.
All right. Okay. It's very versatile. 3 seasonings in one. A nice little blend.
Yeah.
All right. So knife or frying pan? Which one are you grabbing first?
Frying pan.
Frying pan?
Yeah.
Wee. All right.
Yeah.
So you literally want to be out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah. Frying pans.
Go-to dish for family dinner at home.
Go-to dish for family dinner at home?
Like what you cook for your family at home off the bat.
Pilau.
Pilau?
Yeah, one time. Different meats, according to what meat it have, pilau. Yeah.
Nice man. And if you wasn't a chef, what you'd be?
I think I'll probably be doing engineering.
Okay.
I'll be back in engineering.
Right.
Even though I didn't like it, but I probably would have been. Or a police officer. Or not 32.
All right, so what words of wisdom you would like to leave to the listening public, to anybody who thinking about getting into the culinary field or running the business, from your perspective, being a pretty young chef, worked his way up the ranks into business, balancing family, balancing hobbies? What you would like to say to them?
Do it.
Just do it, huh?
Do it.
Take
Because
that Nike principle, huh?
yeah, because that fear of failure will always hit you, but you can't let that fear overcome you because you're going to be years and years thinking, I would do this and then I will start out. Nah, just start.
Yeah.
Just start. Even if 2 people come in to buy food from you, you know you had 2 people you never had before.
Nice.
Start.
Nice.
Just start.
Yeah. I got some advice some years ago. 2 pieces actually. One is done is better than perfect is a quote that I came across. Then the other one is people with half your skill doing it already while you waiting to be 100% perfect to start, right? And that was one of the pivotal moments I had in terms of doing it for myself, right? And I will always encourage anybody who wants to do it. I mean, you are a testament to that. Anybody who wants to do it, give them your full support. Let them know. I believe that there are no secrets in this thing.
Exactly. And
understand?
that was, well,
There's
with
no
our
gatekeeping.
relationship, that was something I think I had with you that I hadn't had with most people. Plenty people is gatekeep.
Yeah.
Like, why? And with me and you, the relationship, as I always tell my wife, and this is like a big brother, and I could call anything. Jay, how you just do this? Jay, what do you think about it? And I will get that feedback. And that's what we need more of
Yeah.
to get the culinary role in Trinidad where we need it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because we have real big names that they don't
They don't pass down.
no,
Yeah.
and I find that they shouldn't be so.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. All right. So respect to Chef Joel for stepping
Yeah.
under the Ackee tree, right? Showing us the greatness he has built in the quiet grind. Whether it's flipping burgers or running a team or training with discipline, follow his journey. Try that gourmet fast food and support the chefs putting craft into quick bites.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep your grill hot, your heart focused, and your purpose seasoned. Blessings from under the Ackee tree. Yes, buddy. Blessings.
Yes, brother. It was nice.